Morning. Hello. How are you guys? Happy Tuesday? Today's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Sorry, I think I have a critter outside my office that's resting on my air conditioner. Oh, look at that. See, I pull up Facebook memories, all of my buddies up Team USA. So that must have been in Canada. Back when we did Worlds in Canada, that's the thing that pops up on my memories for the day. So that's awesome. That was a lot of fun. What's up, Matt? Racing up in Ottawa was a tough race. That was the only race for me that it's the only race. I threw up on the bike from going too hard, and then like again on the run. Good morning, Mom. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Up there in the beautiful town of Ottawa. We were talking, a group of us were talking about that the other day. We found this, we were on like a Belgian beer kick afterwards, or during like that whole period of time. And we found this one place in Ottawa that was literally like this danky, dirty little basement that we went to. I think we went like the night we raced that morning, and then that night we went there. But it was weird. All the bars closed at like, I want to say like 11:30. So then we ended up at this place that it was, the only thing that we remember about it was that it was similar to like a Denny's, only Denny's that served beer. It's kind of a weird place. I don't know. Maybe Joanne up in Ottawa can chime in because she might know what I'm talking about. A diner that serves like expensive craft beer. That's Ottawa. We loved it. It's a lot of fun. They have a great marathon. They do that our Memorial Day weekend, and they do a whole bunch of races, everything from a 2K up to the marathon distance. So support your friendly Canadian neighbors and do their marathon. Yeah. So today I wanted to talk a little bit more about kind of what I overviewed yesterday, which was the plethora of diets that are out there. So one of the biggest questions that I'll always get is, what's going to be the best type of diet for me, or what's going to be the best type of lifestyle for me? Whether you've got IBS, diagnosed or undiagnosed, it's pretty simple. You have something similar to an IBS. If when you eat food, you have horrible gastric discomfort, whether it's diarrhea, bloating, gas, whatever. You've got some digestive issues going on in the old tummy. So which diet's going to be best for me? Which lifestyle is going to be best for me? And then where to begin? So typically, I always tell people, like, the first step in anything is going to go back to, like I talked about here, was like go back to that inventory. So kind of like look at what you've been doing, and kind of see some of the consistencies in your day-to-day. And you start with that because that's very, very easy to do. You don't have to change anything at first. Just take that inventory and see, like, okay, so here's the list of all of the foods that I eat consistently on a daily or weekly basis. And again, that's time consuming. It's kind of annoying, but honestly, if you want to have a healthier, happier life, especially in regards to food, it is critical. Because if you don't know what's causing you discomfort, pain, or why you're not hitting your goals, like truthfully why you're not hitting your goals, like some people will come in, hey, Becky. Oh, Becky, remind me to ask you about the massive horse farm, going up over by Chittenango. I think they're your competition, but I'm not entirely sure, but damn, they've got some nice fencing. Crawford, I think, is their last name. So you want to look at all of that stuff, because really like, and a lot of people they'll say like, oh, well, I eat really well. And I'm like, you eat really well or you eat really good food? There's a difference. Like, you can eat really well by eating a lot of food, and it doesn't have to be good food. So again, like taking that inventory, so then it's easy to then sit down and say, okay, if I want to replace this with, what could I replace this processed food with that's a real food? Or what can I replace? How can I change this meal up to make it healthier? Or how can I avoid all of this late night snacking? And then you look and you're like, I eat nothing all day, and then I'm having this, and then I'm binging at night. And it's like, well, yeah, because you're underfeeding, overeating, So again, that's always going to be that first step, is take that inventory, really like take that big step back so you can see where you're at, so you can see where you need to really start. And then the next step I always say is start by removing some of those packaged foods. And that can be difficult because who doesn't love a granola bar that, tastes like a Snickers bar, but is quote unquote healthy because it's made with all organic stuff? Get rid of it. It's not doing you any good. Remove added sugar, remove desserts, remove sweets. You do that, and I guarantee within a week, you will begin to feel better. Your joints will ache less, like your back will hurt less. Whatever your issues are will be less by removing that. I was having this conversation with someone the other day about, they're like, well, I don't use whenever I do baking, I use like organic coconut sugar, or I use turbino, or that's all sugar. It does all the same thing within your body. So you're not doing yourself any favors. It is marketed as this awesome, healthy food. It's not. It's great that it's organic. It's less processed than table sugar, but it literally has the same effect within your body. So if you're using all of those different sweeteners, you're still getting that same effect. If you don't believe me, go to Amazon, order the Keto Mojo. It has a ketone and a glucose test strips, or just get any glucose monitor at CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens, Phase, Carl's, whatever you want to do, wherever you want to shop. And take your blood sugar before, take it 10 minutes after, take it 2 hours after. Do it with table sugar, do it with turbino, with coconut sugar, with whatever sugar, and I guarantee your insulin response will be almost identical. Just the shitty little truth that you can't make, using any of these sugar foods, you're not going to make a healthy dessert. Okay? So if it's like the zero sugar, like the Swerve or the xylitol or stevia or any of those, you have less of an insulin response because it's, easiest way to explain it is it's so sweet per granule that you use less granules, so therefore you have less total calories, if that makes sense. So you need, quantity-wise, standard breeds. Yeah, it's a beautiful setup over there. Quantity-wise, like you just need significantly less, so therefore there's going to be less calories because you're using a huge fraction less. All right, and then the next thing on my list is going to be drink a lot of water. So make sure you're staying very, 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 very well hydrated, especially this time of year. Like today's going to be in the 90s. So make sure you're drinking at least ½ ounce to 1 ounce per pound of body weight. Super easy for you to do the math on that. That will vary based on activity. So if you're doing some stuff outside all day, you're going to need more. If you're just in an office chilling on your butt, don't need as much. So ½ ounce to 1 ounce per pound of body weight. You know, if you weigh 150 pounds, anywhere from 75 to 150 ounces a day. Huge range. And again, that's going to have to be one of those things that you kind of, you're going to have to kind of play around with and see, like, all right, where's my magic number? One of the biggest things when you start making any type of dietary change, you start eating whole foods, you start getting away from the sugar, is you're going to go through sugar withdrawal. You're going to go through anything that's processed has sugar in it or a sugar-like substance. So you're going to go through some level of withdrawal, and water is one of those things that kind of helps you stay hydrated, helps the cells stay hydrated, helps kind of flush out your system. And it helps with a lot of that boredom too, because one of the other things that you do is you bored eat. You're bored, so you're like, oh, I'm just getting bored, so I'm going to have a snack because I'm mindlessly doing nothing. So this way, it's like, all right, well, when I'm bored, I'm going to go for a 10-minute walk. Again, you're not doing that as your cardiovascular. You're doing that to put yourself in a different environment. Now you go for a 10-minute walk down the road. You come back, you get back into the groove of sitting at your desk doing work, and there you go. You totally have surpassed that little window. But again, the first 5 days of any change is going to be tough. So I always say, start by removing the packaged foods, start by removing the sugar, and then you're continuing to increase your vegetables, your healthy lean meats, your healthy fats, things of that nature, and you're drinking a lot of water. So I just wanted to dig a little bit deeper into yesterday's topic of all that food stuff, the different diets that are out there. If you're curious about any of them, I can point you in the direction of a couple of good books, or I can talk to you individually about it. I try to read as much as possible on the different diets that are out there. I try to try all of the different diets that are out there. I will tell you, I have not tried vegan. Did do vegetarian, but I was vegetarian with eggs and fish added. I won't try vegan because it just, I really like protein and not going to get enough quality protein. And I don't feel that with any diet, you should have to, supplements are meant to be supplements, not staples. So if you're on a vegan diet, 99% of the people should supplement with B12, because you're not going to get it in your regular diet. So to me, it's already lacking in a major micronutrient. So therefore, it's not a great diet. But you can bypass that if you're willing to eat eggs or fish, or just eat meat. So we'll talk again tomorrow. It is Tuesday. It's supposed to be beautiful out. Remember to do your social distance thing. Because apparently, even with the 12 cases that we have active in New York State, we're still going to remain shut down to show the rest of the world just how dumb our governor is. And that all of our gyms are being very creative and sticking it to the man. And hopefully, none of them are paying their New York State sales tax on their memberships, because New York State doesn't deserve their money. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you all tomorrow.